distinguished guests, and men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son, Jack.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
Imagine this, your own husband, the former president of the United States, slipping up and calling you Michael or Mike on national television, not once, but multiple times. That's exactly what folks have been pointing out for years about Barack Obama. The clips don't lie, and people have been raising eyebrows every time he said it. Was it just a mistake or something deeper? Well, guess who's spinning the block on this again? Jaguar Wright. She's not letting this topic rest, and this time she's dragging some old tea back into the spotlight. She's out here asking, was Joan Rivers actually telling the truth when she threw that low-key jab at Michelle before she passed? You remember when Joan said what she said, and now it's sounding way less like a joke and more like a straight-up truth bomb. This ain't new chatter either. Michelle Obama has been at the center of those conversations for years, the kind filled with shady whispers and suspicious side eyes. The streets just won't stop talking. Every few years, the rumors rise back up, louder and wilder than ever. And now, Jaguar Wright is throwing gas on the fire by digging up alleged receipts. One of the boldest claims out there? It allegedly comes from Dr. Rafael Esponza, the man who reportedly looked after Michelle's health during Barack's 2008 campaign. And what did he supposedly say? I know what I saw. Michelle Obama is not a woman who used to be a man. Yup, that's the quote people are running wild with right now. Some of the claims flying around about Michelle Obama are so outrageous, it's hard to believe people are still repeating them, but here we are. One of the boldest allegations floating out there, a so-called insider, allegedly a medical professional from the 2008 campaign trail, is out here saying Michelle Obama is just a man with implants and a massive shaving routine. Yeah, it's that wild. This person claims that no regular medical staff were ever allowed near Michelle during the campaign, except to take vitals if absolutely necessary. And they're pushing an explosive story about accidentally walking in on Michelle using the bathroom while standing up in Trenton.
Want to make sure he knows we're coming, or she.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if she's got some cubs, that's when you really got to worry.
Yeah. You know what my kids asked me? They said, you've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad, I get worried.
The whole story sounds straight out of a movie, but according to this person, they were paid millions to keep quiet. Now they're saying, let them sue me? I can't stay silent after what they did to this country. And if that wasn't enough to stir chaos, let's get into the so-called receipts people keep pointing to. Rumors online claim Michelle Obama was allegedly registered to vote as a man from 1994 up until 2008, right before Barack's big White House run. These alleged documents supposedly came from the Illinois State Board of Elections. And some folks are convinced Michelle officially updated her gender to female in 2008. Coincidence? That's what the internet is debating. And it doesn't stop there. Barack's own half-brother, Malik Obama, has fanned the flames even more. He's been shady online for years, openly questioning Michelle's identity and throwing in jabs like, is Michelle really Michael? When family starts throwing those kinds of questions around, the streets start talking louder and fast. Malik Obama, Barack's half-brother, has never been one to stay quiet when it comes to stirring up drama around Michelle. He's made those shady little comments more than once, but the most viral one? A tweet where he flat out said he could not confirm or deny the legend of Big Mike, aka Michael LaVaughn Robinson, and he didn't stop there. As recently as 2024, Malik doubled down, claiming he truly believes Michelle is actually a man and that the Obamas have been working overtime to cover it up. Now, whether folks believe him or not, the internet went wild over it, especially when people started connecting old dots. Like how the Obamas have shown plenty of wedding pictures, but no pregnancy photos? And how Malia and Sasha weren't really seen publicly until they were already toddlers, around 3 to 6 years old.
I'm being catty by saying this. It's like there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband. You know?
do say that. You say 10 years.
And guess when it happened? When those kids were little, right?
Yeah.
Right, because you know you can be all great individually when you're just married. You got your life, he's got his. You come together. It's all ooh, good to see you. Bye. Take it easy. And then you have kids.
Not take it easy.
Take it easy. You're traveling. That's great. Good. I get to hang out and watch the TV I want to watch.
Right.
But the minute we had kids, it was like, where are you going? And how far? And you start measuring. It's like, how many diapers did you change? And oh, you're golfing?
Michelle once told the world that the girls were conceived via IVF, but that didn't stop the whispers. Online rumors keep claiming that the real mother of the Obama girls is allegedly Dr. Anita Blanchard, the same doctor who supposedly delivered them. Even more suspicious, there are vacation photos floating around showing the Obamas relaxing in Hawaii. And guess who's always there in the background? Dr. Blanchard and her husband, Martin Nesbitt. People have speculated that they're always nearby, not just as friends, but as watchful parents keeping tabs on their daughters. So when Joan Rivers made that bombshell comment about Michelle, maybe it wasn't just a tasteless joke. Maybe she really knew something. Let's not forget, Joan had deep ties in Hollywood, politics, and media. She'd seen behind the curtain and definitely heard the backroom whispers that most people never get to. Now here's where things take a dark turn, and we mean dark. Some folks were too scared to speak, but the whispers got louder after Joan Rivers passed away in such a sudden and shocking way. Her end shook people, and it didn't take long before conspiracy theories started popping off. People began asking, was it just terrible timing? Or did the Obamas have something to do with it? Sounds wild, right? But let's be real. It's not the first time people have suggested that someone who got too close to the truth ended up gone under mysterious circumstances. Enter Tafari Campbell. That name might not ring bells for everybody, but he was a key player in the Obama world. He was their personal chef. Tafari first started off in the White House, where he was more than just a cook. He helped create the famous White House Honey Ale beer. Yeah, using honey straight from Michelle Obama's South Lawn garden. There's even an official 2012 video showing him and assistant chef Sam Cass in the kitchen, whipping it up for the cameras. The guy was trusted. He was in their inner circle. But then, tragedy struck. Tafari lost his life while paddleboarding near the Obamas' property. Reports say he fell off the board and into the water. No life jacket, no tether. Witnesses say he tried to stay above water, but eventually went under. It took 2 days to find his body in Edgartown Great Pond, right near the Obamas' Martha's Vineyard estate. Now people can't stop asking, how does a healthy, trained chef just vanish like that during a casual paddleboard session? It felt too random, too quiet, too clean, especially after his close connection to the family. The official story? An accident. But the streets have questions, and not everyone's buying the surface-level explanation. The witness told police they tried to save Tafari Campbell, swam out toward him, but couldn't reach him in time. After failing to pull him up, they rushed back to shore and got someone to call 911. Sounds simple, right? But here's where things start getting real suspicious, because way too many details just don't add up. For starters, people have been side-eyeing the whole timeline. Reports started flying that the 911 call wasn't even made until hours after Tafari went under. And then there were whispers, dark ones, about head injuries being found on his body when he was recovered, in less than 4 feet of water. That alone had folks questioning everything. If the water was that shallow and he was healthy, what really happened out there? To make it even messier, there were claims that it wasn't just any coroner doing the autopsy, but allegedly someone directly connected to the Obamas. Yup, their so-called personal coroner. And once people heard that Tafari might have been working on a tell-all book, it was game over. Some folks are fully convinced he was silenced before he could spill the truth. But listen.
I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does this.
Okay, y'all know that people have always whispered about Michelle Obama's sexuality.
Joan Rivers wasn't the only one bold enough to go public. Political figure Deanna Lorraine took it there too when she tweeted about Michelle's Netflix documentary Becoming, saying, "I wonder what she's becoming." That tweet lit up social media like fireworks. And then there's conservative commentator Stu Peters, who went full throttle and claimed Barack doesn't have children, and he definitely didn't have them with Michelle. He pointed fingers at Martin Nesbitt and Dr. Anita Blanchard, saying they're the real parents of Sasha and Malia. Wild, right? Let's not forget, Martin Nesbitt isn't just any name floating around. He's the chairman of the Obama Foundation and a longtime friend of the family. But that connection only adds fuel to the speculation storm. Even Chelsea Clinton allegedly dropped a hint once, posting a tweet where she suggested Barack might have married a man. That tweet? Deleted real quick, but not before screenshots started flying. And then you've got Lynn Wood, the attorney who's very familiar with defamation law. This ain't some rookie running his mouth. His firm specializes in lawsuits where every word is carefully measured. So when he pointed out that the Obama daughters were allegedly adopted and that the public was misled on something as basic as that, it caught serious attention. Folks were like, why would a lawyer say that if he couldn't defend it? Jaguar Wright has jumped in on all of this too, doubling down and saying these rumors ain't just smoke. They might be full on fire. She even suggested that this whole hidden identity thing could be the reason why Barack allegedly steps out on Michelle. Yeah, it's a heavy claim, but one that's getting louder in gossip circles. And this brings us right back to those old cheating rumors. Remember Vera Baker? Barack met her in 2004 while she was working around the clock on his U.S. Senate campaign, helping raise serious money for him. But behind the scenes, things allegedly got real spicy. There was even a taxi driver who claimed he drove both Barack and Vera to a hotel, and they didn't come back out until the next morning. With more voices chiming in, some from legal circles, some from deep inside the entertainment world, the chatter around the Obamas just keeps getting messier. Even the Globe jumped into the chaos, doing a whole expose on this story that shook DC gossip circles. They reported that Vera Baker, the woman tied to Barack's alleged past fling, had supposedly been sent off to Martinique, exiled by Michelle herself, right before the presidential campaign kicked off. Wild, right? And when Vera made her return to Washington, the rumors reignited like wildfire. According to the Globe, when Vera was working on Obama's Senate campaign, he apparently fell hard for her, real hard. And even though Vera allegedly knew he was married, the article painted Barack as the one who crossed the line and made himself look ridiculous. A so-called top DC source even claimed they spent the night together at the Lux Hotel George. That's the kind of headline that grabs eyeballs fast. But when this scandal hit the public, Vera didn't stay silent. She was crushed. She clapped back hard and ended up filing a lawsuit against the Globe, saying the whole thing was fake and damaging. According to her, the story wasn't just gossip. It was planted by one of Obama's political enemies who was out to ruin his image no matter who got hurt along the way. In her lawsuit, Vera claimed the Globe was intentionally pushing the idea that she and Barack had some kind of secret romantic meeting at the hotel, which she said was completely false. She accused them of knowingly spreading lies and hyping it up with dramatic headlines like "Cheating Scandal Erupts" and "Secret Video Could Destroy Presidency." But according to Vera, there was no scandal, no video, and absolutely nothing between her and Obama. Still, by the time the lawsuit dropped, the rumors had already done their damage. Screenshots, headlines, and whispers were already circling every corner of the internet. Even after Vera filed that lawsuit and tried to shut everything down, people still had questions. Like, Was there really an affair? Did that so-called video ever exist? Did the Obamas pay her off to deny everything and vanish from the spotlight? Or was she pressured to disappear? Nobody knows for sure, but the rumors never really died. They just evolved. And now, fast forward a few years, there's been even more talk, this time about divorce. Yup, in the last 2 to 3 years, whispers have been circling that Barack and Michelle's marriage might be on shaky ground. And it didn't help when Michelle herself started speaking publicly about how hard marriage can be, even when you're in love. She admitted that there was a point where she almost walked away. That's her own words. Michelle opened up about a decade-long struggle in their marriage, saying those 10 years were rough. She was focused on raising Sasha and Malia while Barack was locked in on politics. School runs, homework, bedtime, all on her. And meanwhile, he was out there climbing the political ladder. Michelle said she got to a point where she was like, this isn't even working. It wasn't about love. She made that clear. She still loved Barack. But it was the imbalance, the exhaustion, the stress of feeling like she was holding everything together at home while he chased power and prestige. For a whole decade, she felt stretched thin and was this close to packing up and walking away from it all. So now when people bring up past scandals, alleged affairs, and the strain behind the scenes, it all starts to sound a little less far-fetched. Michelle didn't hold back when she spoke on how things were split or not split in their marriage. She said she started mentally keeping score. How many diapers did she change versus Barack? How many hours did he spend at the gym while she held things down at home? And don't forget the golf. Michelle pointed out that somehow Barack always had time to hit the course. But her time, that was spent handling the kids, the house, the pressure, it was lopsided, and she felt it for years. That right there, it confirmed what people had been sensing for a long time. Behind the perfect couple image, there was tension, struggle, sacrifice, and Michelle was the one making it. So now the question is, were Joan Rivers' wild comments just edgy jokes, or was she actually saying something deeper? Something real? Something dangerous? And what about Jaguar Wright? People love to call her messy, but what if she's not chasing clout at all? What if she's been hinting at a truth that's just too uncomfortable for the world to face? And let's not ignore those ongoing divorce rumors. Folks have been whispering about cracks in the Obama marriage for years. Are they just rumors, or are people finally starting to see past the polished surface? You already know. This one is going to have everybody talking. Drop your thoughts down below because I need to hear what you think. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in. You never know what scandal's coming next. And trust, we've got our eyes all over it. Stay tuned to see what's on our radar next.